Hi people and welcome to 3DFX channel, and today we are going to have a little bit of a look on Bassline or Bassline that I've done, and it's basically for a trance song that I'm working on right now, but today we are simply just gonna try to focus on this bassline. So I will not be showing how to make a bassline. This is just kind of a show off on what I did to kind of get the kind of sound that I have right now. So I will just start out with playing the sound so you can hear it. Okay, so it sounds like this. And it loops. So basically what you can hear about this bass line is no usual bass line. It's kind of like very twisted, kind of feeling really a little bit twisted kind of bass line. And I think, of course, this does not always work in the mix. It depends on what kind of mix you have and what you have to work with. In this song, I think it may be possible to implement it, but I don't really know yet. So I will show you basically how it looks. The first thing to notice is the notes, which we have here. So I can just kind of play this one solo. So the first synth here that's playing. Basically what I did was that I took a preset in, let's see, Anna synthesizer. Very cheap and nice synthesizer if you want to try it out. I went into the bass trance category right there, bass trance, and then I took the fast bass 5. So that's the preset, and basically I didn't change that very much. I think I might have changed the type to 2-pole or something, but maybe slightly the cutoff, not much at all. Okay, so when I did that, I started doing the sound, and what you have here, you can see E. And as always with bass lines, you usually use the same notes, like in 1 octave down, and then you can go up and down with that and play with that as you like. So this is how it looks. You can see my screen here. I don't have to tell much. So from E to 1 down, 1 octave E, and then up to C, and then 1 octave up on C, and then A2, and then A1, and then B1 and B2, and so on. So it sounds like a pretty hip bass line, pretty cool. You know, it works very simple and catchy, kind of. And if you play with only one synth, it sounds like this. And then, of course, they are layered. So if I just kind of add them, you can hear how they add together. They're not very much changed. You can see my signal chain right down here. We first have the synth Anna, and then we have EQ and another EQ passing out some frequencies. And then we have a reverb of only 12% there, not much to talk about. And then I have some OTT on this to kind of make it more clear and so on, and that's on 20%, and I might have changed a little bit of this value, not really sure. And the rest of the synths here, which layered, are playing exactly the same pattern, but I chopped off some a little here and there, and then I went into the EQ8 and changed the frequency of that one, and it kind of goes up to a point, and then it goes down and goes really low. So the low end, first I high pass and then I low pass basically, and so that when the low comes, it really kicks in, you know, like you should do it to give a little bit of an impact. And you know, that's obviously a good, you should always have a little bit of impact somehow, and that really does that when you go really low there. So of course that's how I did this one, and let's just see if I add the layers on the solo channel, so you could just listen, you know. There's second synth. Not really much change, but slight change. And that comes a low pass. That's four synths. And this is the fifth synth. So basically, what I thought was cool with this was if I say had all of those bases here, then I would just create a group for them. And what I did was I added a compressor on the group and put the always thresholds are around 0, and then I put the out to 1.65 dB. It's pretty good to have it something like that, you know. And then I put the auto filter on, which kind of really changes the sound a lot. You know, it's for mainly for low passing and for high passing, if you like. But the cool thing is you can band pass and you can do something called a notch filter, which is freaking cool, especially for this one. I just love the sound of this. It just changed it completely, the sound. So if I play right now and then change switch from this different filter, you can hear it was very low pass. Band pass. This is low pass, high pass, and the notch filter. So if I change, let's say if I play this and change around the notch filter a little. You can hear it totally changes the spectrum just by moving the frequency there. So what really changes the character of the sound, of course, is that I put a flanger on this crap just to mess around really with it, and I think that really is pretty cool. It just messes with it, and so if you can hear when you take off the flanger, it really doesn't same the sound at all. So you really definitely got a different sound. Something else that I feel does pretty much of a difference is if you do change from the auto filter's waveform or shape. So let's say you can kind of hear there are some nuances. They're small, you know, nuances going on over there. But a huge difference with the flanger, of course. So in the flanger, what I did, I changed the shape to sawtooth, I think it was, and then I high passed it back to 101 hertz, and so you can hear it. It's like affecting the resonance really much at around 101 high passing. So yeah, basically that's what. And then to went even more crazy, I actually put a simple delay on the bassline, which you never should really do normally, but that's what I did. And so you can solo it out and kind of hear what's changing, if you like, you know. So without that, I don't know, but it does make it kind of more alive a little bit. It's maybe swaying a little more because that's what a delay is supposed to do, kind of. So what I did was put 27 on the drivers, as you can see, and then I put some 52% on the feedback. Just messing with it. And then what I usually like together with a flanger sometimes is a chorus, because they're kind of related, I think. Even though they work differently, I know that, but a chorus kind of makes that stereo effect, you know. It kind of always many times it fits pretty well. It adds to that spaciness, that stereo feel. You know, it's really, I like chorus anyway. And so then what I did was put a saturator on top of that, and if we take away the saturator, let's hear it. Here's without. So it adds a little bit of a warmth and depth to it. Um, Usually it's 12%, and you have got a soft clipping on that. I'm not sure you want to use that, but I do sometimes just to kind of prevent it to clip. Then I finish that out with, usually I always use when I want to EQ, I usually always just slap on a preset from that in Ableton here. So EQ, and then I use the Dance Master filter, and then I just change that slightly, usually. Or you can just drag the frequency curves like that and see where you want to have it. Just directly drag here, whatever you want. So that usually works really well. So that's basically all I wanted to show. And well, that's how it came out, and I just think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty twisted sound, and you can do a lot with those kind of tools. Yeah, so that's all for today, and I just kind of wanted to show what I screw around with today here, just to make some kind of twisted noise. And that's it for me today, and I hope you have a good night, evening, morning, wherever you are. Thank you, and 3DFX out.